Batman Universe issue 2 by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Nick Darrington. This is the third and fourth chapter of the Walmart special story, second of 6 issues in this reprinted format. So if you remember last time, because all these Riddlers, there's someone wanting this egg, this Fabergé egg. There's a mystery. Batman tracked Riddler to Amsterdam. Green Arrow showed up, as did Deathstroke, and I don't really recall if there was I don't remember there being much of a fight with Deathstroke in the last issue, but I guess there was, or it happened between issues, because there wasn't much of a Deathstroke fight at the start of this one. Yeah, so the first chapter here is Batman and Green Arrow kind of bickering about Riddler, because Riddler tries to sneak off, and Green Arrow's got a lot of jokes about how, this is why everyone hates your rogues gallery, because of all this crap, and yada yada yada. And and there's jokes and whatnot, and whatever else. They do get the box that the egg was in, but instead of the egg being there, it's just a Riddler card with some gas that turns Green Arrow into a bit of a psychopath. And Batman has to...
I was hoping you were going to say something else.
So Batman has to actually put him down. And again, you get kind of... there's definitely more of a pulpy sense of humour to this. Because afterwards, when Green Arrow kind of comes back round, he's like, "Did I jump you back there?" And he's like, "Yes." "Did I win?" And Batman sarcastically says, "Of course, I feel shame." It's got that kind of thing. The cliffhanger at the end of the third chapter here, halfway through this issue, is we find out that a very sick and kind of bad-looking Vandal Savage is the one who wanted the egg in the first place. So. And even Riddler doesn't know what's inside the egg. There's something in there. The second half, Batman at first looks like he's in the cave talking to Alfred, and Alfred's very sassy. This is like peak. I was hearing Batman the animated series voice actor here as I was reading this, because the computer says, because they're looking at Batman's brain to see if the toxin affected him in any way or anything like that. And the computer says there are no signs of trauma or brain damage of any kind. And then Alfred chimes in, which I won't lie to you, sir, surprised me to no end. Which, just Alfred being Alfred.
That's a solid joke.
Yeah, it's all right. And he's kind of just going on about how, maybe you could find a new, get a wife and kids, maybe get a son that you don't teach martial arts to, kind of thing. But it turns out he's not actually in the cave. He's actually in a VR version of the cave in the Batwing, because he's in his stealth suit, and he's actually in Gorilla City. He's just arriving in Gorilla City because they've traced Riddler to Gorilla City. And Batman drops in all stealth-like, and the Gorillas are like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here." He gets caught. And the leader, whose name is Namdi, because it's not like Solivar, any names I was expecting.
No, Solivar's, yeah.
Yeah. And at first he's like, "You're not supposed to be here," but then he's like, "Oh, this Riddler dude's here." And he's like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, okay, you've got me curious about this egg," and so on and so on. "All right, we'll work together." So Batman's working with the gorillas in Gorilla City, and they find Riddler just in a room, and it becomes clear that he, the egg device has been teleporting him around. So when Batman takes a note from Riddler, which is signed with the letter K, implying that it's from Clark, from Kent, to be more specific for the letter. Mm-hmm. Although Batman's skeptical if it actually came from Superman. When Batman opens the egg, it teleports him, and the cliffhanger of the book is that he's in Thanagar, and he's surrounded by Hawk folk.
Uh-oh.
So that's the end of the issue. Honestly, what I'm getting from this book now, after reading 2 issues of it, is that it's very much about just getting Batman around different parts of the DCU and having him interacting with various different types of characters. It was Green Arrow, or it was Jenny Hex last issue, and then obviously we're going to Thanagar next, or the Gorilla City in this case as well. So it seems to be that, and for the most part, it's just kind of a fun romp with kind of pulpy action and a sense of humor. It doesn't feel like a super important story by any means. It feels like, yeah, this is just a fun little story, and it won't really mean anything after it's done, unless it takes some swerves that really surprise me as we go. But the art's kind of just nice and simple, which I really like. And if you enjoy Bendis dialogue, which I do, then I think you could have fun with this. But again, it's not super important. Like, if you don't need anything else added to your pull list and you just want to wait for the trade, wait for the trade. The trade's fine. The trade will do you. You'll read the trade in an hour and have a blast with it, probably.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. Batman and Green Arrow bantering, and Green Arrow like complaining about his rogues gallery in particular was cracking me up.
That's why nobody likes you.
Yeah, because they get out of the building they're in Amsterdam, and there's just like question marks all over the alleyways. Like, this is why everyone hates your stupid rogues. All this crap. So I'm having fun though. So I will be checking out issue 3 and go from there. As for ratings, yeah, this was a blast. I'm gonna give it an 8. I had fun with this.